Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Donte DiVincenzo.
Yeah, clearly his offensive output has been on a bit of a decline. Now, that could point to a lot of things, but mostly I think he's just putting his focus elsewhere on the floor, looking for other ways to help out his team.
And now the opening lineup for Seattle. They've got Thompson, and it's Anderson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Timberwolves, McDaniels at the 3 with Randle at the 4. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt, and it's Gobert in at the center position. And his teams run through the finish line of the season, Grant. There must be a certain amount of reflection happening.
For teams that are out of it, they might start that process now. But who has time for that if you're playoffs bound?
Now here's Randle. Here's DiVincenzo. Clock at 6. And rejected. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
That'll put some fear into the shooters, and he made sure to do it early, too.
And Minnesota with possession here. Edwards can't hit. Inside. And he dunks it down.
He's undersized for a 4, but his hops level the playing field.
And here's Minnesota now. Randle outside. Back to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Pass to McDaniels. Yes, and it's Edwards picking up the assist.
Well, look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initiating.
We've seen Anthony Edwards dramatically increase his rate of three-point attempts.
Yeah, Brian, while also increasing his percentage. It makes him that much more dangerous as a scorer. We know he can finish around the rim, and that creates a pick-your-poison situation for the defense.
And Minnesota with possession here, following the 3 by Seattle. Back to DiVincenzo. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Now here's Edwards. We saw him with 29 points in his last game. Ooh, Thompson with the block. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. And here's Edwards outside.
Nothing's come easy for them inside here in quarter 1.
Anderson passes to Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
So it's Minnesota now, following the bucket by Seattle. Edwards, a pass to Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Well, when you're the size of Gobert, you're already living above the rim.
Pass to Thompson. Here's Harrison. Up top, Anderson. McDaniels covering. It's off his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. Harrison. The pass to Anderson. Over to the wing. Levins. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's Randle. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, Randle is a problem inside. He has so many ways he can beat you down there.
1:44 left in the first quarter of the game. Thompson passes to Anderson. Can't hit that one. McDaniels with some nice D. And Grant, this defense of the Timberwolves, one of the league's stingiest.
Well, if you look up and down their lineup, not many weak links for opponents to target. And then, of course, you've got 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, on that back line. BA, they're tough. Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
And the Timberwolves going with a whole new group out there. And as the postseason nears, these power rankings really shape our expectations for the playoffs. Taking a look at Minnesota, they're in the same slot, number 4.
Well, I think for the Supersonics, they're putting together an impressive win streak, finding their groove down the stretch. I mean, they're putting it all together.
Miller finds Reed. Back to Miller. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Conley against Paul. Reed passes to Miller. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Highland. And it's all from three-point range. Seattle leading by 5. Down low. Here's Dermonenko. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, he knew he had the size advantage to dominate the defense there. Go right at him.
Pass to Conley. Now Highland. Here's the 3. Dermonenko grabs the board.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Now here's Reed. An important role in this offense, averaging around 12.5 per game. Launches a 3. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Seattle. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And they push the tempo in this one, getting out in transition and making the defense pay. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, what's your take on Seattle so far?
They're looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
And here's Milton. He'll bring it up for Seattle. And this team has been unstoppable away from their own arena. Up there with some of the best road teams we've ever seen.
No question about that. It's hard enough to win in this league with the parity, but to do it away from your home floor and home fans, that's something to be proud of.
And Seattle, looking at who they've got. They've got Alec Burks, and it's Dermonenko at the 5. When it comes to Randle, he's had doubters over the years, Stan, but his talent's undeniable.
Yeah, B.A., look, there's no questioning Randle's ability to score and rebound down low. And his post-passing gets overlooked sometimes, too.
Now here's Randle, hovering around 19.5 points a game. His scoring has been huge for them. Outside Reed. And Milton pulls it down.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
And there's a pick. Pass to Reynolds. There's the three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. Chris Finch getting buy-in from his players top to bottom. Anthony Edwards said he's such a great coach and just a likable person. He will coach you hard, and he comes in ready to work every day. You look forward to working with someone like that. Guys, back over to you.
Has them bought in. Thanks much for the report, Allie. And Seattle calls time here. Anthony Edwards is checked in for the Timberwolves. Seattle making a switch here. And now we get a second to view the top scoring teams in the league. The Timberwolves, number 1.
We knew the scoring talent on this team would be tremendous, but they may have even exceeded our own expectations.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. They set a pick. Pass to Galloway. Can't cash it in from close range. Timberwolves trail by 5. And Highland, here we go. And out of bounds, Seattle will have it. And this is how the West looks with just 3 games left until the playoffs begin. Taking a look at Seattle, this season has been an absolute dream for them. They're currently at number 1 as the postseason approaches. And of course the Timberwolves, 2 spots below.
Checking out Seattle, they've really impressed me with their play this year. There's a reason they are first in the conference right now, and that's because of their hard work and selfless attitude.
And it's already hard enough to play D in this league. Some people feel that traveling has gotten out of control, Coach.
Well, I don't know if it's gotten out of control, B.A. I think the referees do a pretty good job on traveling. I think what's important for the referees is they have to be able to determine which travel calls gain a guy an advantage and which ones you could let go because they have no effect on the play.
Levins gets the bucket.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
Big loss in their last meeting with this team. Couldn't get anything to fall in that one.
And Minnesota with some changes. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Jaden McDaniels comes in for Highland. And it's DiVincenzo in for Conley. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Outside, DiVincenzo. Randle deciding where to go with it. Just 5 to shoot. And Galloway pulls it down. Seattle leading by 8. Here he goes. Works for 3. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. They're coming off a win against the Nuggets.
And we all know that on the road, you don't usually look so comfortable on the offensive end. But that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Everyone talks about Jaden McDaniels' defense, and for good reason, Stan.
Well, B.A., one way to get a lot of playing time is to be the best at something. McDaniels is a total lockdown defender on the wing. He can guard anybody.
Edwards, the pass to Gobert. Getting a good look.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
The Supersonics have gotten 5 of 8 attempts to drop since the second began. To the left wing. Pass to Dermonenko. Here's Reynolds. McDaniels covering. Seattle move the ball around. Here's Levins. Seattle needs to get off a shot here.
Well, that's a great pass. He has the timing and rhythm of a metronome.
There's 53 seconds left in the first half of this game. For three, Randle can't get it to go. His second miss in 6 drives. Burks goes in. Pass to Levins. Here's Dermonenko, defended by Gobert. Sends it home from three-point land. And now an 11-point Seattle lead.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
For Seattle, they've gone 5 of 10 in the second quarter. Pass to Reynolds. And again, Seattle with a triple.
The three-point shot has been his weapon of choice this quarter.
Right side, Edwards. And the layup is good off the glass. Edwards got 4 points this quarter.
Very difficult to slow him down defensively, especially when you have communication problems.
And so it's Seattle going into the break up 12. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. More 2K action in just a moment.
Hello, everybody. Before getting into the first half recap, let's check in on the injured players around the NBA.
It's too bad J-Dub isn't healthy enough to play right now. He's such an important part of this team.
A dead-eye sniper and a dogged defender. He will sorely be missed, Shaq.
Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the Supersonics.
Bench Bob. They've been on one, giving those starters a breather, and it's providing instant offense.
That depth also critical to staying out of foul trouble. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Randle and Gobert are in the middle. Edwards is the 2, McDaniels the 3. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Now here's Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
I'll tell you, he is so tough to keep down once he gets near that rim.
Yeah, he can get up even a few notches higher. Here's Randle. They trail by 14. And here's Edwards outside. Counted from distance. Edwards got his third basket on the night right there.
Well, it doesn't matter where he is on the court. If Edwards likes a look, he's going to take it.
Right wing. Here's Reynolds. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. And Seattle leads by 14.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Well, once Edwards saw his opening, it was game over. He delights in sticking it to you like this.
The #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it. They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And now let's see who the best rookie rebounders have been during the last 10 games. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Outside, DiVincenzo. McDaniels finds Randle. It's deflected. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Rudy Gobert talked about his objectives. He said, my goal is to be the best defender ever. And now my only focus is to win a championship and to keep impacting my team. Keep trying to make my team the top defense in the league. I think that's the best measure of an all-time defender. Ryan, back to you.
He can lock it down. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
Here's Reynolds. And again, Seattle with a triple.
Credit them for making the right halftime adjustments.
Well, sometimes you just make shots, but they've certainly come out on a tear here in the third quarter.
Now here's Edwards. He's got 9. 5 on the clock. And no good.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
There's no air space there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
Thompson against Edwards. Seattle move the ball around. Here's Levins. You know, his stats have been solid, averaging around 18.5 points a game. Pass to McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen on Thompson. Edwards for 3, and that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
Yeah, you have to give him a lot of credit here. He's turned things around after a disappointing first half.
Thompson outside. McDaniels with the rebound. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 17-point game. Pass to Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Offline with a 3. Seattle has gotten all 3 from downtown so far in the second half. Here's Levins. Banked it in off the glass. Levins got 6.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Thompson with it, and it's Gobert picking him up. Levins off target with the 3. Minnesota's gotten 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. And the basket is good. He got it to go, and he took the bump. So a free throw coming up, an opportunity at a 3-point play. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Seattle making some changes.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Burks passes to Milton. Out to the right wing. Here's a 3 from Paul. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Here's Edwards. Oh, look out! Wow!
Are you kidding?
Playing from behind, it's amazing he chose a dunk with that high a difficulty rating.
Yeah, no question. That was a stellar move with plenty of swagger. And so it's Seattle, up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. Boy, they've been playing at a fast pace, beating the defense in transition and adding to that big lead. We'll be back in a moment. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And Seattle, looking at who they've got. We've got Chris Paul. He's out there with Shake Milton. And it's Galloway in at the 4-man position. Here's Reynolds. To the inside. The kick out to Paul. Knocks down the triple. Paul's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know, Paul is smart with his shot selection. He only takes what he likes.
Conley against Paul. And here's Clark for 3. No luck on that one. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Seattle making a switch here. Timberwolves trail by 17. Conley up top. Conley, a screen on Milton. And here's Edwards outside. Good. 8 buckets in 12 attempts.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Pass to Reynolds. Here's Levins. Here's the pick. Here's Terminenko. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
And Chris Finch has called timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. So both teams making some changes here. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. Randle left side. Back to DiVincenzo. 6 to shoot. Pass to McDaniels. 4-3. The shot, no good.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
McDaniels against Anderson. Here's Levins. Oh, the slam! Off a fantastic lead pass. What a play!
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
Now Gobert. Outside Edwards. From downtown. Oh, it's off! Seattle leading by 18. Outside Thompson. Gobert pulls it down. And so Randle will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Edwards fires. McDaniels, the triple drop.
And this is something McDaniels continues to work on. Good to see him cash in off the bench.
All right, let's get an update on Naz Reid's injury. Let's go to Ali LaForce.
Hey guys, the head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves provided some information. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. While it took some time for him to completely recover from this injury, there is a chance that he could play on it. So we'll be monitoring him closely. Back to you.
Okay, Ali, thanks. Well, good to know about his status. And regardless of how serious an injury it is, nobody wants to let their team down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Even with the advancements in strength training, injuries continue to impact the game.
Well, this is a high-impact sport, and the league continues to get bigger and faster.
Gobert pulls it down. Timberwolves trail by 15.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Supersonics.
And the huge difference today, the efficiency from beyond the arc.
Yeah, once they started hitting shots, it stretched out the D and opened up the entire offense.
And another victory added to their resume. This will be their 53rd win of the year.
And even though this season series was only 2 games, a sweep is still a sweep.
Here's Edwards. Let's loose for 3. Yes, sir, with the 3. Don't do anything silly. Just ride out the clock.
Yes, if they take their time and execute, the game is all theirs.
Here's Levins. Fires the 3. Cleared away by Edwards. Now DiVincenzo. It's money from deep.
Well, in terms of assist numbers, there's been a steady increase for Edwards in his career. Great recognition there.
Tips it up. Goes again. Oh, no good. So we see Seattle get the win here. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Ali LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast. And time now to present our player of the game.